Hey everyone. So, it's Friday. My name is Mio, and I'm sure most of you will be catching this on the rewatch, so I'm just going to jump straight in. There's a lot coming up for March, so pushing myself for the final month of my 6-month mentorship. And so for the month of March, I'll be going live every day. So if you want to stay up to date on everything, you can see my most recent post there where you'll see the different themes that we'll be talking about each day. And then if you are in person to the Las Vegas area, I will be the Alchemist of the Month at the Alchemical Cabinet. And so have a few live events that will be going on there. So on the 1st and the 29th, I'll be there for Tea and Tarot, which is a donation-based tarot reading so that you can come in, check out the shop, do some shopping, do some checking out the gift stuff, and you get some free tea while you sit there and get your cards read to filth. Just kidding. Let's see what else. On the 11th, sorry, let me get my little juice. On the 11th, Shannon is going to be here in town, and Shannon's who I do Souls and Stardust podcast with, my very, very best friend, and she will be here, and I haven't even told her all the details yet. She just kind of knows that she's going to be showing up with me, but we're going to do Souls and Stardust live event. We're going to have, we'll do Reiki, and then Wendy with Harmonizing Energy will be there with her whole sound bowl set, and she's amazing. So you'll get loved on, get some Reiki, get some healing in, and you can, pick up all your sea moss and all that other goodies from Ashley while you're there. So that is March 11th. Let's see, March 20th, same location. I will be there with Austin. He is the host of A Positive Mind with Positive Vibes podcast. Him and I will be discussing, since it's the equinox. We're going to be talking about, I'll talk about the astrology for the upcoming zodiacal year. We'll talk about that. And then he'll lead us through some sort of guided meditation. We'll do intention setting on that day on March 20th. Because the idea is it's about balance, and it's the beginning of the zodiacal year, beginning of Aries season, which is the beginning of the astrological calendar. So we want to make sure that we're planting seeds that will be for the upcoming zodiacal year, not January 1st, because that's, you don't plant in the winter, you plant in the spring. All right, so that will be on March 20th. And then at the very end of the month, on March 29th, I'll be there again for Tea and Tarot for our final event. So, I forgot to put this in my calendar, that's why. Well, this calendar, not my digital calendar. Hi! So I'm just going over March events first, and then I'm going to start pulling some cards for readings. And then the last one that I did forget to mention is my girl Nisa with Gem Droppers will be doing a little pop-up crystal shop at my house before she heads off to Mexico. So it's going to be a busy March. So every day we're going live, whether it's 15 minutes or I'm sure the readings and stuff will go, for an hour or so. Friday nights will be Fridays with friends. And so if you would like to join me, the link is in my bio, and just hit the join me on Instagram Live, and then you can fill out your info and pick your date that you want to join me, and it'll send you an automatic email and all that good stuff. And then that way, if you have anything you want to promote and talk about, any talking points, you can add it into the form there. It's all set up through Acuity. In 1 second. Sorry, I was just eating, and so does that surprise you? All right. So let me take a deep breath and reset, because I was like, okay, don't forget to say all these things. Plus, I just got off the phone with Shannon, and we're doing some website stuff, so I need to get back into this this zone. Hi. All right. So I'm just going to start pulling. I like to just pull collectively first, and then we can start pulling for specific people, or if you have a specific question or something like that. And then we'll go for like 45 minutes to an hour. We'll see how it rolls. Because, I got mom shit to do, mom duty. All right, let's see what our first affirmation. So this affirmation is from my deck, I Am. So you can order this one. I Am Affirmation deck, PMPV, and Mio. So it's Austin in my deck. So we'll have those for sale too. They're already for sale at the shop, and then when you come for the Equinox event, maybe we'll re-up. All right, and oh, let me switch. All right, I'm just gonna go, and then later on I'll switch my camera around. I don't want to overthink it. I am calm and collected. I am calm and collected. So that definitely feels like it's for me right now, because I always struggle with nerves like the first couple minutes that I go live, because it's just like I work from home most of the time, and then if my kids are not here, I live inside of my head. And so when I actually go live, I'm like, oh, this is kind of one of the first times I'm actually like talking out loud today. That's weird. This is the sound of my own voice. So I am calm and collected. Oh, I love this. I am becoming the best version of myself daily. So I do talk about that a lot, where I'm like, you don't have to be fucking perfect. You just got to be like a little bit better version of yourself every single day, even if it's like switching your attitude, switching your mindset, trying to shift perspective on something, showing up a little bit more authentically, being a better friend, being a better partner, just trying to be more mindful of things around you. And like, that's just it. It's just polished and pretty. Let me pick one more of these, and then we'll go to tarot. Or let me see. And I got like 8 decks out. Ooh, okay. And we got I am healing from the past. I am healing from the past. And I'm going through a healing process. Well, it's a lifelong healing process, but in a very intentional, intense healing process over the past year. And so as I deal with all these different issues with PTSD and anxiety and like traumatic events that have happened to me, it's like you lift one rock up to deal with it, and then you freaking find all the little critters under there scurrying around and like more shit, and you're just like, oh, or like going to fix the house, and then you figure out like, oh shit, now I gotta do the plumbing too. So that's where I'm at. But part of the healing process is becoming the best version of myself and showing up imperfect and just as I am. And that's how we roll. So let's see what we got. Let's ask the question, current energies. What are the current energies that oh shit, you know what? I did forget. Bring my bag. Sorry, I think I left something downstairs. Hold on one second. Let me see if I have it over here. If not, I might have to run. No, okay. That's okay. Hey. Sorry, I might have to run downstairs real quick because I think I left. Oh, let me go ask the Naya. Hold on. He's in Naya? Yeah. You know where my tarot thing is that has like the thing on both sides? Is that down there? No. With like the definitions and stuff? Never mind. All right, just kidding. I can't find it right now, but that's okay. So, all right, energies for this week. We got 4 of Wands, which is celebration, which that's what happened, I think, on the last one that we did too. Okay, so What else can we pull from the Four of Wands? All right, time to enjoy your shit that you've been working for. Do something silly, spontaneous. Do something to let go of your stress. There's a lot going on energetically right now. Just, we feel collectively the fucking chaos of everything, and it's hard to ignore that because we have our own stuff that we deal with, and then we have another layer of like collective energy that we feel as a whole, right? So it's kind of, it's like, it's okay to step away if you need to. It's okay to shut everything off if you need to. And find something that's going to help you be in that mode of finding a silver lining and celebration and enjoying the fruits of your labor. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay. So we got, sorry, I'm using a different, all right, the next one we got Judgment. So it says, this card suggests a portal to higher consciousness and awareness. There are consequences for our actions, so take care to listen to your inner voice and follow your heart when confronting decisions that will have a lasting impact. So it's like calling up, rising from the dead. When I look at this card like in different aspects, right? So it's like we have the different energies that we can apply them to, right? So if you're calling to judgment, like let's say career things or goal things, just because that's kind of like what's always fresh on my mind. Like I'm always thinking how I can better myself as a person, but then also like how can I make my career be exactly what I want it to be, right? It's like, what's my inner voice saying? What's my heart saying? What decisions do I need to make? What like divine decisions need to be made, even though I don't always have the reasoning or the logic behind it to make sense, right? So it's like we make decisions in our lives even though technically shit shouldn't make sense. It also, Judgment card makes us think about like, you know, facing not the consequences in a bad way, but everything will have a reaction. Everything will have a consequence, whether good, bad, ugly. Like if you push, there's going to be pullback from the universe. If there's always going to be polarity. There's always going to be a contrast of sorts. And so, yeah, just being mindful of what you're putting out there so that when it's called up and rise, like, you know, it's the good shit that rises to the top. Let's see. So that was actually the card that came out with I Am Becoming. So here, we'll pair these up together. Calm and Collected, Four of Wands. So that was like finding celebration moments, finding something to celebrate, having a reason to celebrate, and then becoming the best version of myself daily with the Judgment card. Okay. Hey, Roman. And then I Am Healing from the Past. We got, let's see, Three of Cups. So normally Three of Cups is that celebration card that's similar to the Four of Wands that we pulled, but so when it's upright, it's about harmony, balance, and coming together, right? Celebrating. But when we're talking about healing from our past, we're talking about healing from all the things that were not harmonious, that were not reasons to celebrate, that were not, you know, the cups are upside down. The shit that we had to deal with growing up before we even like had a choice, right? Let's see what we got. I'm gonna pull. What do we need to hear right now? Oops. All right, so these flew out. So let's see. All right, we got 4 that flew out. All right, so the first one that came out, courageous, and I can never say this, courageous peony. Peony? Peony. Multifaceted, unique nature, and let yourself be seen. So I was talking about this earlier. Like you have to, if you want your business to grow, you have to let yourself be seen authentically as you are. People don't want to see the fake shit anymore. People are, they know when shit is staged. They know inauthentic, like they know it. You want your life to grow, you want your business to grow, you gotta show up. You gotta show up and you gotta shine and you gotta love all your quirks and you gotta love everything about you and you gotta love how you do it and how you do it differently. You gotta love everything that you're doing that's different than everybody else while still building community and rising everybody else to the top too. Because then if you help the community rise, then your business will also thrive. It's just how energy works. All right, next one, trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. That actually was a message about time that I got earlier today when I was sitting down to work on a client's, do a reading for a client. And it was like this feeling of, do I have enough time? Do I have enough time to do this? I need more time. I need more time. And it's like, dude, keep your ass calm and collected. Everything is in its time. Nothing, like you're at the correct age, you're at the correct stage, you're meeting the right people, you're absolutely where you're supposed to be in terms of your life, your business, your purpose, all of these things that are, assembling and coming together. None of it's by accident. And as tempting as it is to look at other people who are doing it or doing what you're doing and succeeding at it, if they're, 10 years younger or whatever, shit that we put in our own minds as to comparison or something like that, like, don't worry, time's not running out. Because literally you have right now. Okay, we got I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life. So this is your fate. This is your destiny. You're made for this shit. Stop questioning it. I swear. If we go back to the part where we jump into our business and our soul purpose, and it's easy to fall into, we did the, doing things not just for the money, but because the money is such an important part to running a business, right? Because the money has to come in for the business to run. But you have to be the best version of yourself daily if you want your business to run. You have to show up as yourself if you want your business to grow and people to get to know you and see you. Okay, so that's that one. Fated life versus the destiny life. And the last one, this one I kind of think goes with the healing from the past card. So this one is, I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So when I think of healing, when it comes in terms of our business and everything that we do, there's a lot of emotional things that are attached to launching and running a business in general. Because it's an extension of ourselves, we're putting our energy into something, and it's a baby that we create with our time and our energy and our attention, and we nourish our businesses and we want them to grow. When you start one though, nobody fucking tells you the emotional part that comes with running a business and how much you'll face imposter syndrome and how much you'll face money issues because of your own money traumas that you didn't even know were still following you around to this day, and they didn't come up until you started running your business. And therefore it comes in the way of am I charging the right thing? Am I charging the right amount? Am I even valuable enough to do this? And I was having this conversation with, I don't know if you're still in here, Hannah, with Hannah earlier about like, well, what makes somebody qualified to do this or to charge for this? And I asked her, I was like, well, technically business license, but spiritually and like emotionally, like you got to just know your stuff and show up and be confident and just, like there's a ton of careers out there that are you could be self-taught, or side hustles that are self-taught. Sorry, my little bun is funky. But if you don't heal, like if you don't heal from your money issues, if you don't heal from your insecurities, if you don't work on like, we're told to hide so much of ourselves growing up. Just shh, be quiet, just sit in the back, don't raise your hand, just get through class, get through that. But then we're expected to run and launch these businesses, and then we feel weird for speaking up and sharing our businesses, because then we have this thing in our head of like, well, nobody wants to hear it, and that's not fucking true. So, or let's talk about back to pricing, right? I have talked to many artists, mostly photographers, because that's just where I've spent most of my time in that arena. And asking people for thousands of dollars to their face is fucking scary, because in your head, if you're broke and you're like, I need this money, I need this booking, like energetically, you have like, what kind of insecurities can you have around that? So let's just say, so we always talk about that too, like, okay, that's a lack mindset, right? When you say you need something, that automatically creates space and distance between the thing that you need. Money issues, asking clients for money, it's like, do I think I'm worthy enough to ask for this money? And if they don't pay it, am I still worthy? And obviously the answer is fucking yes, but we don't think that while we're going through it. We'll torture ourselves when we lose clients, customers, or something, when it's like, no, they really weren't a good fit at all, honestly. And she kind of got on my nerves anyways, and not all money is good money, definitely had to fire somebody before a wedding day, and that's not fun. That right there, like, sorry, that's going right here. It's gonna drive me nuts. That right there was a healing moment for me, when I had to find the nerve to articulate why I did not want to work with her, why I didn't want her money, and in a professional way deliver these things so that I didn't get a bad write-up on Yelp, because that was the big, like, oh my God, what if someone says something bad about me? And it's like, how could she say something bad? I didn't ever even shop for her yet. But it was just red flags. But that's a healing process, because let's just say you're in a relationship and you don't know how to speak up for yourself. That's a healing process. So if you're in a business and you don't speak up for yourself, you're going to get some shit. You're just going to take anything, and you're going to let people talk to you a certain way, and you're going to let people treat you a certain way. And so it's like, you got to figure out where your wounds are in life in general, and then you can figure out, how could these show up in my life and in my business? And how can I reframe things, or like, what else can I do to overcome this, basically? So that was just the first couple cards. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. We just jumped right into business. I guess that's where Spirit was taking us tonight. All right. Let's see. Let's pull some from Your Girlfriend's No Bullshit Love Oracle. I love you, Shannon. If you're still in here. I know she was getting little ones ready for bed. A couple time zones away. So again, she will be here in a couple of weeks. So on March 11th, we'll do a live Souls and Stardust meet and greet at the Alchemical Cabinet, downtown Container Park. We'll have Reiki session, sound bowl healing, and it's just we just want to say hi. We will go live though and just record like a little episode that way, like a little bonus episode. Ooh, so let's see what we got. Ooh, Did somebody get a call or a message from somebody from their past? Maybe an old friend, old business partner, acquaintance, somebody that happened to, oh, you were on my mind, just thought I'd reach out type mentality. If so, if that's you, even on the rewatch, these two came out together, and it's this is a hell of a blast from the past. There's unfinished business here, but it also talks about there's some shady shit going on. So if that's you, somebody reached out from the past, just use your discernment. Make sure there's no if there's some shady shit, just take it with a grain of salt. And I always question why people want to suddenly come back. Oh, like, it's one thing if someone was like, I saw this thing and I thought of you, or I heard this joke, I saw this movie, totally thought of you, just want to say hi. Because that to me shows like the connecting of the dots of how they ended up in my inbox. But when it's that motherfucker from high school that you're like, I don't want to buy your shit. This is not how you market. This is not how you sell to people. Stop pretending to be my friend. Maybe that's personal experience. All right, see what else we got, Spirit. What else do we have upcoming for this week? With our relationships, our friendships, our partnerships. Dude, okay, there's something up. There's something. Somebody's not being completely honest. So, blast from the past, shady shit. Someone's not being completely honest. So whether the something's not completely honest being shady shit, or sometimes the honesty is like you not being completely honest and you not speaking up and saying something. So gotta be honest with ourselves first before we can be honest with anyone else. All right, self-love, baby. Prioritize deep love for the magical bitch you are. Anything else from this one? So we got, some things are just fucking meant to be. All right, so that's what we have. Those, let's see what else. I already did. Oh, we'll do the moon cards. And then if you want me to pull a card specifically for you, just put something in, drop a comment. Or we can test out the question feature. I've never done that before. We can play with all the features since I'm getting ready to do that live a day in March. I was like, what the hell am I doing? But I was like, you know what, girl? You're going to go out with a bang. I started that 6-month mentorship back in October. It ends in April. I'm like, dude, you got this. Like, why not? And will I make it every single day? Probably not. I have freaking kids. I homeschool. I work. I have client stuff. I will always put my client work ahead of, like, I'll make sure that stuff's done first. So, but I plan on, like I said, like the Mondays with Mio will be like a quick check-in, probably 15 minutes tops. Oh, for sure, you got it. And then the Tuesday Tarot ones, those ones always go long just because I just kind of keep pulling cards and they end up going like for an hour or so. Oh, so this came out for you. New Moon in Capricorn says your hard work is paying off. So Capricorn is about money, business, legacy, ambition. It's an earth sign energy, and so it's cardinal energy, and it's starting and it's building and it's building and it's building. So your hard work is paying off. And expect powerful change. That's for you or anybody, but specifically pulling that. Ooh, you are good enough. You are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. And what's interesting, Virgo rules the sixth house. Sixth house is about health and wellness, but also our daily routine, our daily life. And it's like being good enough, though, especially to a Virgo, it's a Virgo energy, is like, you're perfect. You're like, if you could please a Virgo, you're good. I'm gonna pull an affirmation for you. So here's what's interesting. It just dawned on me. We have a birth doula and a death doula on here. So if you want to talk about synchronicity, life and death, balance, harmony, contrast, polarity, we have someone that helps people at the beginning of life, and then somebody on the other transition back into the spirit realm. Which, all right, affirmation for Alicia. I am learning to trust others. I am learning to trust others. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. I am exactly where I'm meant to be. And bottom of the deck, I am strong. Learning to trust others, exactly where I'm meant to be, and I am strong. And let's pull, I think one of these wants to come out for you. Pull this. What else does she need to know? So the first one that came out says, Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep. Share your song. Remember, being the best version of yourself daily. Let yourself be seen. Share your song. Multifaceted. So we are very multifaceted beings. So showcase that to your audience. Whatever feels natural, though. So don't force yourself to do something that's going to give you like mass anxiety and like do the opposite effect. Deep cellular healing. Physical and emotional healing. So hopefully that's what you're going through right now. And look at her, beautiful. Deep emotional healing. All right, is anyone else kind of card? You are so welcome. And then let me know too. Oh, wait, hold on. I see. Oh, let's try this. Okay. Can you guys see the question, or am I the only one that sees the question? What's my right next move? What energy do I need to move forward in my career? Spirit, give us what she needs to know. So first, what I'm hearing is any move is right. It's the perception that there's a right and there's a wrong, when actually all of them lead to the right place for you. It's just a matter of what you want to experience on your way. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. New opportunities, right? Money, creative. Okay, so what does she need to know? What does this feel like? Yeah, so what I'm seeing is like you in a car, and it's like I either see, do I take the fast way there? And it's like, okay, if you've ever watched Cars, Disney Cars, and how they had the area that they built their town on that was like old, and that's where everybody, the life of it is, right? Or do we want to go and jump on the freeway and bypass the town? Do we want to bypass all the things, or do we want to take the slow way, get off, stop at all the stops, enjoy all of the things, but you're still going to get to the same spot? It's just a matter of like, do you want to get there now, or do you want to like go check out some shit and know that you're going to get there? Oh, fuck, sorry. Oh yeah. So 6 of Swords, they're leaving behind. Are you thinking of going somewhere else? Like physically? Like, or just like... Let's see. Oh, I know what we can do. We'll also pull... I have my Quickies deck too. So these ones have not been launched yet, but I've just been doing them for readings. Can't wait to launch these ones. These ones are actually really helpful. I carry them with me, and I think we're gonna design this deck so that they're smaller, and you can just like throw them in your bag. What's my right move? What energy do I have? The door is wide open. The door is wide open. And now is the time. So maybe that answers your question of if you had a question or of a timing issue. Oh, the last card. Shit, sorry, I didn't see that last message. So I don't know which card you're referring to, only because, sorry, I don't know how old the message was that just came through. But if it was this one, I'm not sure if you're referring to that. That's the Page of Pentacles. The pages are always going to be like, because you have page, knight, queen, and then king. And so if you think about it in terms of, you know, maturity level or growth, page is going to be like, you know, not matured to the king yet, to the king level energy. All right. Anything else out of this deck for Hannah? The door is wide open. Now is the time. Something is yes, do it. Whatever you're just thinking about right now, yes, do it. So whatever was just sitting right here, like on the forefront. And anything else? Hold on. Let's go here. Oh, that was a good shuffle. That was like ASMR shuffle. I don't know if you heard that. That'll be my next channel. Oh, never mind that it was ugly. Never mind. All right, Hannah. Believe in the impossible. Blue moon. What does she need to know? Prosperity lies ahead, new moon in Taurus. So believe in the impossible and prosperity. So I feel like it might be like the bigger the risk, like no risk, no reward type. So let's see what it's regarding though. What energy does she need to move forward? Well, I think that answered it though, like the yes, and then now is the time, and then Page of Pentacles, and you know, literally fucking swimming away in a boat. Oh, and the Page of Cups. So you got a Page of Pentacles and Page of Cups. So whatever it is, just money and emotional fulfillment, if you want to look at both. I'm sure there's like a ton more interpretations that you can take with earth and water. Hey, what's your boo sign again? Is he a water sign? Yeah, let me know. Also the Two of Wands. So look, he's looking out. He's looking out into the possibilities. that's it for that. All right. Anybody else want a card? All right. I'm gonna pull some relationship cards, some more of those. See what's going on. I feel like there's some more relationship stuff that needs to come up. So what's up for those who are in a partnership, maybe, or within ourselves, what we need to work on? See how it comes out. Messages regarding our partnerships, relationships. This one's from your girlfriend's no bullshit love oracle. So this one is extra effort is needed to give this relationship a chance. What area needs the effort? What effort? Who needs to give more effort? Ooh, bottom of the deck, loosen your grip and allow this shit to unfold naturally. So it's interesting though, because it's like extra effort is needed, but loosen your grip about it. So it might just be like, oh, this relationship, it's like a 4-cylinder trying to go uphill, but it's getting there. But nothing much else you could do. Oh shit, I was doing the wrong. Ooh, bottom of the deck again. Why does this feel boring? Add some flavor. So, extra effort needed. Add some flavor. Not all people are one size fits all, and we can sit here and go and talk about like how we give and receive love, attachment styles, this and that. I always go and look at the love and attachment styles and the way that people are in terms of like, I'll go through and look at their astrology charts and then just tune into people intuitively. And it's crazy because as I'm sitting here thinking of the different, like what we call the 5 love languages, I can actually see played out in astrology. And I was just thinking too, like how, if somebody has like a Venus in Gemini, might want words of affirmation, or like, especially like a Venus and Leo type person too, might especially need like that, the words of affirmation and stuff like that. And then this one came out, they can't read your damn mind, use your words. So knowing yourself, knowing how you speak. So, this was random. Another quote I heard today, and I need to write it down because I know I'm gonna fuck it up. Thoughts are the language of the brain. Emotions are the language of the body. And if we take that in terms of love language and like how we want to make somebody feel, I don't know. That thought was just kind of running around my head while I was driving today. But like how the thoughts and emotions work together and being more intentional about that. But yes, knowing how you give and receive, how you actually prefer to give and receive, if you're not being met, if those needs are not being met, if you have any ideas of stuff that you want to do, try, maybe you're getting shot down. Like that's happened to me where I was like, I was in a long-term marriage and I was just like, hey, what about this? And then it was just like, and never mind. Okay. So making sure that if your partner or somebody wants to, if they trust in you as a safe space to try new things and add some flavor, that you're still being safe and supportive of, what their needs are as well. So, hello. All right, see what else we got. So I'm pulling from your girlfriend's no bullshit love oracle. There's some toxic shit going on here. Pay attention to unhealthy patterns, yours or another's. So own your shit. Know where your toxic shit is. Know when they are truly doing something that triggers you, or if it's actually like an internal thing and they don't even realize, and it's actually not even between you and them, it's between you and you. So knowing your shit, but also knowing their shit, because if you have a partner that does some the toxic shit, right? Knowing how they act and behave also empowers you to stay firm and grounded, calm and collected, because you'll know what's yours and what's not yours. And that's always like big, especially when it comes to dealing with other people's energy. All right, see what else we got. And then if you want any cards pulled for you, just leave a comment, and then you can just let me know if you want it, like love relationship cards, or I'll pull an affirmation from my affirmation deck. So my friend Austin and I make these, and then my friend Shannon and I make these. And everything can be ordered through my website and through the links in my bio as well, including readings, birth chart, astrology, all that good stuff. And then you can see all the in-person March events and then all the virtual events for next month as well. All right. Make sure it's more than just physical. It should feed your heart and soul too. Dude, a lot of people do this backwards. A lot of people expect it to be physical and then soul nourishing. And it can be, but what if it's soul nourishing first and then physical? Like the way as above, so below. How everything is energetic and spiritual first, and then comes to manifest physical world, right? So let's make sure that we are feeling nourished, feeling safe. That's always my big thing. It's like I need to feel safe. I need to feel safe. And in order to feel physically nourished, there has to be an element of emotional security and stability for me to feel that I'm fully giving myself physically. Oh, let's see what else. What else wants to come through? Messages. All right, this is for somebody. Trust this and take the leap, for fuck's sake. So what you on the verge on? What have you been sitting there thinking about? Oh, I should do this. I kind of really want to do this. Well, that's telling you, just do it. Take the leap. What do you have to lose? All right. Oh, I know what I was going to do. Pull from this deck. And I always forget. Oh, this one. This one's from the White Light Oracle. I did not make this one. But I do have more ideas and more decks that will be coming out through our podcast, through the Souls and Stardust podcast. We have a whole lineup of cards we've been working on and designing for like the last 2 years, and they're finally starting to be born. All right, so this one is for you, if you're listening. Do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from your struggles. Give yourself much needed rest. You're in a phase of recovery. If you've been off your path, you're going to come back strong. You will regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place in order for your soul path to come to fruition. Commit yourself to your sacred journey, trusting that the right thing will happen at the right time. So, and I'm not going to pronounce this correctly, but it says anapasis. The Greek word refers to the cessation of work so one can regain strength, renew vitality, and heighten creative productivity. It's the resting for success. And so if you catch the rewatch, we're talking and pulling mostly business-related cards, and mostly business information was what was coming through. And so when I apply this to that energy, resting, and I'm already planning my rest for the month of April, because I know I'm pushing myself for the entire month of March. And so I know mentally, like, okay, that's gonna exhaust my energy, and so I'll need April to be rest and recovery, so that then I can like work on the next thing and the next launch and the next release. But the only reason that I'm making the March things happen, or the only reason that I got these things launched, or this deck launched, or websites up, or like all these other things, are because I allowed myself to rest. I allowed myself to get my ideas while I was smoking my joints, doing my meditations, doing my float therapy, and that's my rest and recovery. Get my ideas there and then take them and implement them when it's go time. So like the minute my kids would get picked up, I'm like, okay, time to get to work. Like I've sat on social media and looked at memes for too long. I've sent you guys all your little memes for the day. Time for me to get to work. And then I usually like sit at the computer and just like hash out as much shit that I can get done in that period of time. And if you've ever run your human design, I am a manifesting generator, and I forget some of the other details, but basically it's like the way that my energy is I basically have to run it all the way out in order for me to like isolate and recharge. And then in the isolation, in my hermit mode, is when I gather back all the fractals of myself that I have like put outward into the world. Because when you show up online, when you show up and you do just marketing in general, and I basically have been intentionally showing up on social media for the last decade with my businesses and stuff like that, partially personal, but mostly business related stuff. It's very much like pieces of yourself out there in the world, very much. So I keep repeating that, but calling them back in, recouping, turning off the phone, turning off, I'll delete my apps sometimes, or sometimes I'll even have to set a timer on my phone and just say, okay, I'm not going to check my phone for the next 8 hours or whatever. Or I'll give myself rules. Okay, I can jump into social media because I get a lot of DMs from clients, and that's probably, that's partially my fault because I have cultivated one-on-one relationships with people. So there's just constant communication, and I think I actually prefer it there instead of text messages all day, because I don't get a lot of text messages because I keep everybody like housed in, I guess, these other methods of communication. Sorry, I'm rambling. So yeah, I might pop in, check to see if any of my active clients have messaged me back, because if I had sent something to them or whatever, just waiting on a reply or whatever, I'll check that, but then I might just not get back to non-urgent matters until I'm in my like playtime or my consumption mode. So I have create and consume mode, and I actually teach that to my kids, because it's two totally different brain functions when you're creating and when you're consuming. And I can't constantly be in create mode because that's the exhausting part. That's the yang, that's the fire energy, the outward movement. And then the yin energy is more like, that's my hermit, like resting, giving my nervous system a chance to like calm back down. Because doing stuff like lives, doing stuff like even just going in person and doing readings in person, I'll put a lot of like stress and anxiety on myself, unnecessary stress and anxiety. Like I always worry if spirit's going to show up, and spirit always shows up. Like, when has spirit ever not showed up? So that's what I was going to say with that. Rest, relaxation. What else do we need to know? I feel like this deck wants to come out tonight. Would you like, I'm going to pull a card for you. Specifically for you, since it's just me and you hanging out right now. And thank you. Ooh, this is the second time this came out. I'm sorry just came through. Righting past wrongs, and the word uprooting. So that's the second time this card has come out tonight. Righting past wrongs and uprooting. What else does she need to know? Messages from our guides. Oh, that one went far. Water your garden. Ha! Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Yep. Uprooting, definitely. And the fact for the divorce, the fact that it's two people, right? But dude, another one, rest, recovery, watering your garden. So right now is we're planting seeds and we're just showing up and watering stuff. It's not harvest. We don't need to. Yeah. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. We're all on this floating rock together. Let's see, I'm going to pull an I am affirmation. Pull a couple more and then wrap it up because I've been going for almost an hour now. And I'm going to go snuggle my babies. See what they want to go do. Oh, and I gotta go pick up my weed too. Gotta do that before I forget. I am releasing what is no longer aligned with my vibration. And how fucking soothing going through a divorce to release what is no longer aligned with your vibration. And we were talking about this, how it's not a sad thing, it is not a bad thing. When it's done, it's done. When you're no longer in the same sound, in the same frequency, when you're not in the same fucking time zone anymore, like, it's done. Releasing what is no longer aligned with my vibration. And that's exactly it. And it doesn't mean anybody's better or worse or that anything's like ill will. And even in my divorce, it was just like, I wish him the best. I wished him healing. I sent him healing. I sent him Reiki. I called upon his, I did everything I would do for a friend, you know? I did for the kid's dad. Because I knew that everything that maybe he put me through, not maybe, I knew the lessons were mine, right? The lessons were mine. And his actions and behaviors were his and his responsibility and his accountability for, you know, the relationship and the divorce, right? So he knew where he fucked up. He knew how bad he hurt me. I knew the lessons for me in it about having boundaries, speaking up, providing myself a safe environment to express myself and, you know, not care about those things. So, yeah. So, let's see. And I'm recovering from my traumas. I am recovering from my traumas. Releasing yourself from a partner that is a long-term partner or deeply ingrained, because it's one thing if it's just like, you know, casual dating somebody. It's so easy just to be like, oh, I'm done, sorry, like, cut it. But when you're unhooking and unlatching, it's like trying to get something out of the body. It's like trying to remove a fucking IUD that's been in there for years. Like, that's just going to be deep in some tissue. Like, there's a lot of stuff that has to get sorted through. It's not just going to be an easy cleanup, right? We're recovering from our own traumas. We're recovering from our childhood shit that's circling back around in some way, shape, or form. I know, like, going through my relationships and going through every single partner, I can recall that I was playing out my traumas in my relationships. I was trying to fix the relationship that I had with my father through my relationships with other people. And that all boils down to, like, okay, so when I was little, my dad left, like, on my birthday, took off, didn't come back, didn't see him for a couple years. And so the trauma that left was seeking out in relationships. I hope that these people pick me and I hope that these people stay. And so if you go through relationships with base trauma, like abandonment or neglect from a parent, the trauma that's left behind ripples into our relationships now. And sometimes even if the partner is the perfect partner, if we're not recovering from our traumas, we're going to still self-sabotage, or we're still going to like fuck it up in some way because we're not processing it the way, you know, to fully heal and recover from it. So yeah, releasing what is no longer aligned with my vibration, and I am recovering from my traumas. And definitely when you're going through a breakup, you're recovering from a ton of shit. And then the healing process though, afterwards, I know we're talking about like how much we love being alone. Like, it's so like, you know, yeah, sometimes it sucks, but for the most part, like just having, you know, your own thoughts, and, you know, you can live and breathe after being married for so long. Yeah, and you can savor each moment. I am savoring each moment. So yeah, in that recovery process, that alone time. So while you're sitting there in Mexico, I'm gonna come visit you. I'm just kidding. I gotta go get my passport. Gotta go get that all fixed. That shit expired in quarantine. You're gonna savor each moment. And that same video I was talking about earlier, it was a Joe Dispenza video, and he said, I don't know if you were on earlier, where he said the quote that thoughts are the language of the mind, or no, thoughts are the language of the brain, emotions are the language of the body. But he would also started talking about every time you experience something new, how you build new connections into your body and to your brain, and what your hardwiring. And so when you're savoring each moment, you're hardwiring pleasure into your body. You're hardwiring things that you can now tap into and tune into, like to feel good on your nervous system, and to feel good on your body, and to feel good just existing in a day-to-day state. And then the very last one that fell out, I am manifesting the life that I deserve. So that is wholeheartedly true. I am manifesting the life that I deserve. This is you. This is you. You're going to choose how you show up. You know, I kind of see you taking a little break for a little bit. Oh shit. Oh, that's right. Yep, she said, that's the one I pulled when I first met you in Austin. Yep, I am manifesting the life that I deserve. And I think we even have that on video. Yeah, so that's it. So we were talking, the cards we pulled first were about rest and recovery, and then taking the time to heal, you know, which sitting on the beach is a perfect fucking place to heal to me. If I had a choice, that's where I would have done it, and not, you know, crying in my laundry room in my house hiding. Let's see. Oop, okay. All right, girl. And your energy for this whole situation, this whole scenario, Queen of Cups. So emotional fulfillment, water, just, girl, you're her. So you're manifesting emotional fulfillment, all of that. So hopefully that helped. All right. I think that's the last one that wanted to come out. And let's see if there's, hold on, this one kind of felt. Sorry. Your guides have a lot to say. They're like, no, one more. Step it up. Yes, without a doubt. So those are both very much yes and go cards for you. So I'm excited for this next season of your life. So step it up. Bing. I don't have my little mallet. I cannot wait to see you. All right, so anyone catching the rewatch, I appreciate you if you made it this far. There are a ton of events happening in March. Every day I'm going live. Check out my reels. You'll see which ones I'm doing per day. And then I will be posting the in-person event schedule. Everything will be held at the Alchemical Cabinet except for the pop-up crystal shop that will be a private event at my house registration will still be required. I have a link for it, but that's just so it'll provide the address and phone number upon registration. And limited space, Mindy. Just wrapping up here, but talking about everything that's going on in March. So that is it. Yep. Mondays with Mio, Tarot Tuesdays, Work with Me Wednesday. So that'll be a lot of behind the scenes stuff for whatever the hell I'm working on. Thursdays are going to be art therapy Thursdays, but it also coincides because I do homeschooling with Ezra. So we'll be doing art projects together. So even if it's not art therapy, we're still going to be making something together, and you'll probably even get some jokes from him. So that should be like a double bonus. Fridays will be Fridays with friends. And so if you want to join me on a Friday night live, there's a link in my bio where you can hit join me, and you can pick a Friday. It's 6 or 6:30 p.m. spots. And then we'll jump on here, talk about whatever, life, business, motherhood, ding ding. All of us in here that are literally all going through the same exact thing with divorce. So none of that's by accident. There's a honest to God, every single woman I am talking to right now is feeling this like insane amount of growth, an insane amount of like just leveling up and outward from their partner, where there's a complete mismatch and they're just like, no, like, and then it's just like watching the feminine grow and watching her heal and get back in touch with herself and get back in touch with like balance out like the hyper, you know, like all the armor that we've had to pull up and wear for the last fucking however many years we've had to put our guard up just to function, to keep our nervous systems alive and to keep our nervous systems like stable and grounded. So now, you know, like we were talking about, rest, recovery, giving yourself a chance to ground, giving yourself a chance to reacclimate back to yourself, who you are. And then it becomes so much easier to filter out who's trying to come in when you're not like, when you don't have so much going on. I don't know. That's all I'll say. But I love you. Thank you for jumping in on your Friday night, and I will see you soon.